What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore back again with a preview with Stoke City being Nottingham Forest. I hope everyone's fitting well. I know everyone's had a great Christmas and Boxing Day. Big game as well tomorrow. Like I said, it's Stoke City tomorrow. But before I get talk about Stoke, talk about the last game that we played against. It was a home game against. Someone help me. Who did the last game? It was 0-0. A boring 0-0. Yeah, boring 0-0, and I don't know what to say. I know it's a point, but what can I say? We are scraping from relegation on that. But Birmingham, that's what it was, Birmingham. But yeah, it wasn't great. But we've got another massive game this time against Stoke, and everyone. What can I do? I have to mention the games from last season, the home games? I'm not going to talk about it because I still got nightmares from that game. But I'm happy to announce that I've got a Stoke fan called Ben that is going to talk more about Stoke, and I know that he's going to rub it in from the last game of the season. Hopefully, just it's not much. But people, what's your prediction for tomorrow? Like I said, I'm still doing my watch along tomorrow, but it'll be a bit late. But like I said, I've got a Stoke fan in Ben. He's going to talk about Stoke, and we're bringing him in now. Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Good evening. How are you, Matt?
I'm not too bad. Missing the football. But do you miss the football?
Yeah, don't we all? It's a bit rough, but I mean, some lucky sods in Tier 2 were able to go, but not us, not yet.
Yeah, as you know, that I was speaking about the last season's games. I'm not going to mention the last game yet because that will hurt my feelings. But can you remember the game at your stadium when we beat 3-2?
You know what? I can. We mentioned it just off air a minute ago, and yeah, it was one of those typical Nathan Jones games. Having looked back at it, we scored first, and we really should have seen the game out at that point. And then we concede 3 goals, and we just collapse at home. And that was the story of our season in 2019. Then Michael O'Neill come in, and as you know from the game that followed, everything changed. Our luck turned from not being able to put a goal in despite dominating to perhaps the opposite these days.
Yeah. That's it. You mentioned like Nathan Jones. Like, did you feel sorry for him before he got sacked? Like, do you think he should have got a better chance as state manager?
I felt sorry for him on the whole because I still believe is a good manager, and he's a great bloke, lovely bloke, and I wish him well elsewhere. And again, I don't want to say that the job was too big for him in a general sense, because I think him at a similar sized club to Stoke would do very well. But Stoke were on such a downward curve at that point. Don't forget, we were 9th in the Premier League a couple of seasons ago. To crash like that was horrible. And he just didn't have the know-how to turn around such a squad on low morale. But he's got the right attributes, and I hope he does well elsewhere because he is a good manager. He plays decent football, really. And yeah, he will win something one day, I'm sure of that.
Like I said, I don't want to mention it. I know I feel like getting tears. That last game of the season, beat us 4-1. As a Stoke fan, I'm not going to say nothing about it because I'm really getting depressed about talking about it.
Yeah.
What was your feelings about that game?
I mean, it's difficult because I look back now and I think that, and I'm not looking too far ahead here, but the same sort of thing could happen to us this season quite easily. So I do feel a little bit of sympathy in that regard. But having said that, at the time, as an opposition fan, it was quite funny because just the mix-up of scenarios that had to happen for what happened to have happened was insane. For Swansea to do their bit and then for you to do yours, in a sense, like, I don't know how you guys didn't see that game out. I have no idea. We brought on Josh Time in the left back, and the game flipped on its head within the last 20 minutes. And I still can't believe what's going on. We were home and dry at that point. We were on the brink of relegation, but we just turned it around. And we shouldn't have won that game in the manner that we did. But
like, if no one's seen, if no one saw the watch along, it is down below the description, and that's still the most viewed on my. I've been a YouTuber for 3 years. That's the most viewed thing of us so far. So if people do want to watch it after this preview, go and watch it, because it was funny but sad at the same time. But yeah, it was a horrible feeling. But Stoke fans, I remember, I think when the whistle went, all the Stoke fans came from it, because it was all banter, but it was a horrible feeling. Right, so massive game for both clubs. Stoke, like I said, you spoke about, is it Michael O'Neill?
Yes.
Stoke manager. How's it been so far since you appointed him?
He's walking on water, pretty much, as far as we're concerned. He has done absolute wonders. Like I say, we should be in the third tier now. We should be in League One. But because of him, we have won more points than anyone in England, apart from, I think, 3 teams. Okay. Like, we've done incredibly well. He's done an amazing job to have turned things around from where we were. Like I say, we should be in League One. We are now looking at potential playoff places, and that's all thanks to him. He's sort of dumbed things down in a way, give the players confidence that they never had, and sort of took things at a level was, okay, I know what's going on. Stoke, some say, are a big club. Some managers certainly bigged us up. The media certainly bigged us to go up. That obviously never happened, and we were possibly overestimated.
Yeah,
O'Neill definitely didn't do that, and he's worked absolute wonders. I think we've kept 23 clean sheets in 47 games in 2020, which is more than anybody in England. I'm quite sure of that. Joe Bursick, for example, the young goalkeeper, I think he's 20 and he's kept 7 clean sheets in his last 8 games.
Well, because you haven't. Oh, you know what I was about to say. You haven't got Jack Butland anymore, have you?
We haven't. No, we got rid of him to Palace.
I thought you did, to be fair. Then I thought, no, you haven't got Jack Butland. So,
well, to be fair, are you aware of how many goalkeepers that we've got out at the moment? It's unreal. No. Okay, so our first team goalkeeper is Adam Davis. He did incredibly well when he came in, especially for Jack Butland last season. He injured his knee. We brought in Angus Gunn from Southampton on loan. He also injured his knee. We brought in Nicky Mayampe because those two got injured on a free transfer from, I forget who we played for, Bristol City, I think. He got injured, so we didn't play him. In the cup tie against Spurs, we were due to play the guy that we recalled from Doncaster on loan, Joe Bursick. He got cup tied for that game. We then brought in Andy Lonergan from Liverpool. It was looking like he was going to miss that game as well, and because he had the flu or something. So we were close to playing our 6th choice goalkeeper for that game, which was unreal. Bursick's going to be back for this game because he's not cup tied, obviously. So that's good. He's kept so many clean sheets. He's a good modern goalkeeper. But yeah, we've had a bit of an injury crisis.
Wow. I never do that.
There you go.
I never do that. Current form, as a Stoke fan, what's it been like? What's it been like? Like, who's are you happy with your form so far?
We've got to be, really, to be in and around where we are, considering that we've just made the quarterfinals of a cup. Yes, we got knocked out to Spurs, but we've made the quarterfinal of a cup to be pushing for playoffs. And with, I think at our peak, we had 12 first team injuries. We've got to be so happy with that. And we've beaten good teams along the way. And I think we're at a point where we're not necessarily playing particularly well, especially from a neutral point of view. We're not exactly exciting to watch, but you know, we've had players like Tyrese Campbell. He's out for the season. Threat, you know,
he's out for the season.
He's out for the season. It's gutting, absolutely gutting.
No, it is. It's funny because I speak to Kevin Campbell, his dad, all the time, and he never mentioned it.
No, well, he probably wouldn't do because he's probably just as gutted as the rest of us.
Wow, I'm going to text him. You never mentioned that to me. I'm going to text him.
No, we probably want to keep that as a secret weapon. But then we've had Joe Allen injured, Sam Clucas injured. Most of our defence has been injured. I mentioned the goalkeeping situation. Lee Gregory's been injured. Stephen Fletcher's been injured. John Obi McCall's been injured. It's been ridiculous down at Stoke, but we've still been able to grind out results, and we've got to be happy with that.
I've seen Is Joe Allen? Joe Allen's back, isn't it?
Yeah, he played 30 minutes against Spurs, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Joe Allen. I remember when we beat you 3-2 at your ground, and there's always like, when you got a holding player, and he likes to ping the ball. I think he's a good player for the championship. So I'm not happy he's back, but I know he won't be match fit. But players focus. Like I said, you just mentioned Tyreek Campbell's. He's out for the rest of the season. So I'm happy. I'm sad because I like seeing him play. But what players have been standout player for the season so far?
Harry Souttar's been a big surprise. He was on loan at Fleetwood for the last season. He's a 6'5", 22-year-old centre back, and he has been unreal in the championship. He's possibly one of the highest rated defenders in the championship this season, according to stats somewhere. He's been absolutely tremendous. He's ace. Bursic, I mentioned in goal. He's been incredible. What a player he's been, considering that he was on loan at Doncaster just a few months ago. He's come back having had so many injuries at Stoke, and he's been incredible. Stephen Fletcher's been a breath of fresh air, to be honest.
He plays for you as well.
Yeah,
for sake, man.
it's not great, is it? But then, having said that, we're lacking a lot of things. We're lacking a bit of pace. We're lacking a bit of sort of cutting edge. Even Fletcher's been off it in the last couple of games because he's been injured. We're solid at the back. I'm getting to the point where I'm expecting us to keep clean sheets now, but I don't see us scoring many goals. I think we've had so many 0-0s in the last few games, so be prepared for one of those. But I don't know. It's Stoke. Anything can happen, as you know from last season, of course.
Yeah. I just don't find I don't know if Forest form has been up and down. How do you think the Forest have been? I just don't know how do you think Forest have been.
I mean, I'd have thought that you'd have done better on two fronts. Considering that you were sort of pushing and in the players for a lot of last season as well. I'd have thought you'd have certainly been in and around there again. Obviously, Lamouchi's no longer with you, and you've got Houston, and that's when everybody surely thought, right, Forest are going to turn it around now. And I don't know what's been going on. I honestly don't, and maybe you can tell me, but it just hasn't, has it? It's just not clicked yet for whatever reason.
I think with Lamouchi, 4 defeats. To be fair, he should have been sacked after the Stoke game when he beat us 4-1.
I bet that's a big mental drop for the squad. I bet that was horrible.
Massive meltdown. Like I said, it's that Stoke game. Like Forest fans can't blow hard. Like I don't know if, like I said, there's 22 people there. Can remember my watch along. I was talking to Ben before this. It was the worst feeling as a Forest fan. Forest fans can't blow. Can you remember the game? It was a horrible, horrible feeling. Like I said, Lamouchi should have been sacked. And we brought in Houghton. What was your thoughts then when we brought in Houghton as manager?
I'd have thought you'd maybe not straight away because obviously you're the league position, but I'd have thought by now you would have been in and around where we are. And I don't know. Maybe it is a squad morale thing. The reason why, maybe you've got bigger problems up top. I've no idea. But I know as a Stoke fan that people put these expectations on you, and sometimes they say it doesn't affect you, but I'm sure it affects some of the players and staff within that club. It must do. If
like you just mentioned about the things happening behind the club, there's massive things happening at Forest. I don't know. Do you read The Athletic?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know Daniel Taylor?
Yes.
Read it. What is? I'll send you the link. It might take you 25 minutes to read. It is it's very interesting to read, but it's all there. Forest fans will know what is happening, but it is really interesting to read what is happening behind the club. You've still got the same owner, haven't you? Is it Scholes?
So Scholes is the CEO. We've got the Coates family who own Bet365.
Okay. How long has he been there so far? Are you happy with him as owner?
Oh God! Like I think any Stoke fan would say that the Coates family have done wonders for this club. I mean, I forget the last 10 years where we've been in the Premier League, Europe, FA Cup final, whatever else. Even recently during the pandemic, they've not furloughed any staff. they made sure that they rang all of the elderly season ticket holders to make sure that they were okay during the pandemic. That was sort of the use of the non-furlough staff's time. They donated a record amount to the university hospital in Stoke. They gave us so many options regarding season ticket refunds and streams and everything like that. They've been honestly fantastic, the owners, and I don't think that there's many better in English football. I think some Stoke fans would like them to spend more money, but that's not their fault. They're literally gagging to spend money, but it's financial fair play. I'm sure you guys know about that as well. It's
don't mention that. Don't mention that. Have you been in embargo yet?
No, we've not been embargoed yet, but then this is only our third season in the Championship. So
Forest, we've had it before with Forest. Was it 4 years ago? Spending so much money, and as you know, like Stoke, there was in the Premiership for how long was Stoke in the Premiership for?
10 years.
And bloody hell, I personally thought, because I think who was your manager when you got relegated?
Well, technically, it was Paul Lambert, but it was Mark Hughes that caused it, really.
Oh, okay.
Paul Lambert was only there from the January. We tried to get anybody that we could. We asked, who did we ask? The guy that was at Watford twice. Is it Kike?
Kike, yeah.
We asked for him. We asked for Gary Rowett, who we eventually got in the Championship anyway. We asked for Martin O'Neill, didn't get either of them, and we had to plump up for Paul Lambert, who was essentially just crap and couldn't keep us up. but Mark Hughes, he had such a good start. He got us to 9th place finishes and pushing for Europe, but we just collapsed, and it was his fault that we got relegated. In all seriousness,
I was about to mention, like, still with the Premiership. Are you disappointed that you're not back in the top league?
If you'd have asked me 12 months ago, yeah. But actually, I've begun to sort of love the Championship for what it is. Like,
I do. I hate it.
Really?
No, because I don't know, as you know, Forest has not been in top leagues for 22 years now. And as you know, the Championship is hard, and it's difficult to get out of it. And I think for all Forest fans, and Forest fans will know this, that we just want to get there. Because how old are you, Ben?
What's that? Sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
I said you're young, and like you've been there. Like, I mean, quick question: I've still been in the European, been in the European Cups.
Yeah. We got to the last 16 and got knocked out to Valencia in 2011. Yeah.
There's the point, because like I said, Stoke, they've been in Premiership. They've been.
Yeah. We have been there and done that the same as you guys have. I know that. Maybe not to the same extent, and it is tough. And don't get me wrong, if you'd have asked me last season, I'd have said we need to get back up. It is the place to be. But actually, not only from what I'm liking from the Championship, just because what the Premier League's become over the last 12, 24 months, I don't know if from a club like ours and yours point of view, it's actually that important anymore, apart from financial reasons, obviously.
Yeah.
We're able to watch games in the Championship now. The punditry is getting better. The coverage is getting better. Away days are still very good.
Yeah.
Especially for guys up north and in the Midlands. You've got to go to London if you want to go to most Premier League games now. I actually don't think the Championship's a bad place to be, and I wouldn't be upset if Stoke had a season of consolidation here again.
Honestly, as you said, Martin O'Neill's done a great job for Stoke. Like I said, the Championship is not bad league, but surely you must want to go up with him in charge.
Of course, yeah. I mean, because it unlocks so much, as you know, right? The financial things alone and the teams you play against. I mean, it was just a party just to play against Spurs the other day.
Yeah.
But of course, it's the place you want to be, because we remember the days of Shaqiri, Bojan, and Arnautovic, right?
Yeah,
and those sorts of things. It was incredible, right?
Yeah.
And we won't see those sorts of players in the Championship, and we certainly wouldn't do after 3 or 4 years in the Premier League either. It takes a long time. Of course, I want to get back there because it means success. It means a load of things. It shows that we're doing things right as well. But I think it's not the be-all and end-all anymore, and I just want to see Stoke competing. Stoke being proud of themselves, and just it's more than that. It's off the pitch things too, and we've done so much over the last 12 months. I'm really proud to be a Stoke fan at the moment.
As a Stoke fan, as you know, everyone's in a pandemic. Do you miss like going to games?
Oh, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? It's everything. On my podcast, I talk about how sort of fans get into football in the first place, and nearly everybody says the atmosphere. How the hell are you supposed to get into football, or even sort of prolong your experience with football to some extent without that atmosphere, without having fans in the ground, without having the hair stand up on your back of your neck? Football being back and on the telly is better than no football at all, but it's so sanitized now, and it seems so far away and so distant, and I just want to feel like I've got a hand in football again, because at the moment I really don't.
Like another question, Ben. Like, when you watch Stoke, have you just watched Stoke, or when you watch other teams, it's difficult to watch other teams, especially watching Stoke.
I do find it quite difficult these days, more so because there's less games on TV in the Championship like there was in the Premier League. I would sometimes watch Premier League games if they were on in the Premier League while we were in it, because sort of competition. But I won't find myself watching many Premier League games these days. I won't go out my way to watch many Championship games either. I'm an international football fan. It's weird. I'm not particularly an England fan. I do like England, of course, but like
Ben, I'm me too.
Like the World Cup and the Euros is amazing. I'll watch every game of that. But domestically, I'm a Stoke fan, and that's pretty much as far as it goes.
League table, like you said, Stoke just stayed up last season. You made a good start this season. On the form right now, where do you think Stoke will finish?
Knowing us, probably throughout January to May, we'll be in the playoffs, and then we'll do a U and drop out again. Knowing Stoke, I can just see it now. I can just see us finishing in 7th. But you know what? As I said, I'll take that, considering that. Well, it's weird. Last season we were in the relegation zone for I think 3/4 of the season. We ended up having a better finish, points wise and position wise, than the season before. That's Michael O'Neill in a nutshell.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Forest, with Forest, as what players do you think Stoke need to be wary from Forest players?
I mean, the one that springs to mind is Lolly, because I think he came to our place and
he scored.
Did nasty things to us. Exactly right. This is it. And I don't know about Graben. He seems to be a weird entity.
His form's been up and down.
Exactly. He seems that sort of player. I'm not sure if he's a confidence player or if it's just his natural finishing or something or what. But
the thing with Graben, like you said, his form has been. He always starts bad. He always starts bad with season, but when he starts scoring, like he scored against I don't know if team scored except for Wednesday, and everyone thought that he's going to start scoring now, but he hasn't scored. So. With Graben, I don't know. Can you remember Graben when he was at Sunderland?
Sort of, yes.
Do you ever watch that program, Sunderland Till I Die?
Yeah. I do remember
that attitude, and I think with some Forest fans, they think that attitude's come back, and he's now club captain for Nottingham Forest, and I think he's got there was hints that he was leaving, like he could be leaving Forest, and I think he might leave. But now he's got the captain armband. I think he will. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Graben's form. Hopefully, just go tomorrow. Hopefully,
he's one of those players that my dad always says this, and it might be completely true or completely inaccurate. And he'll say this about loads of players. He'll say Graben's one of those players that always scores against us. He might have never scored against us, but he says that. But he's that type of player where, like, as a neutral fan coming into the game, you go, "Oh, I can see him getting a goal against us." He's just one of them,
Yeah.
Like he's just that guy from a neutral point of
view. Where do you think Forest will finish this season then?
I mean, you got to book your ideas up if you're going to finish in the top half, haven't you? I don't know. Like, it's tough. Surely not where you were last season. But then I don't think you're going to get relegated because there's so many worse off and worse teams around you. Realistically, you'd say bottom half. But then having said that, we were bottom of the league this time last year and we finished at the very top of the bottom half. So you know what? There's so much that can happen in the Championship. I don't even want to predict it. Like after that game that we had at the end of last season too. Who knows? And that's partially why I love this league. It's just absolutely bonkers.
2 more things, Ben. What's your prediction for tomorrow?
0-0. Has to be, I think, for Stoke at the moment. It just has to be. We've got no cutting edge, but by God, we can keep a clean sheet. I'm going for
you've got James McClean. He like I know everyone hates him, but he always plays good, don't he?
He's got that work ethic that Stoke fans love, but his quality is erratic. Either he puts the ball in to the box on a plate for a striker, or he hits Rosette, and there's no in between with him. You know what? Jacob Brown, who's playing him on the right wing at the moment, is a similar player. Works hard, pacey, but his finishing's not great. I can't see us having that cutting edge tomorrow. Hopefully we do. We've still got players like Nick Powell available as well.
He's a good player though.
He's possibly our best player on his day. Yeah, I'd say so. He's one of the best players I've seen since we've been in the Premier League.
Wow.
He's good. He's good, man. But again, he's one of those players where he can have a very quiet game because all of his passes go astray, or he'll absolutely turn it on and he'll score a couple.
When I think it was, did he play last game of the season? I'm sure he did. And
he probably did, yeah.
Yeah, he was just doing them. He's always in that hole, and he'll pick a pass and like. I think it was Ben Watson. Ben Watson couldn't get near him.
Yeah. For a sort of idea of what player he is, he's the most fouled player in the league. So
is he like Lansbury? Not Lansbury. Grealish.
He doesn't dive. It's just he's a bit of a shithouse. So people just snap him. You know what I mean? People just get frustrated with him, so they'll just give him a bit of kick. And his hamstrings are made of biscuits, to be fair. So he's got a good chance of getting injured. But yeah, people do genuinely give him a bit of a kick, and he's normally subbed off after 65, 70 minutes for that reason.
Oh God, Ben. Before you go, I know you do a podcast. Can you talk about your podcast?
I can indeed. So, by no surprise, I'm sure it is a Stoke City podcast. It's called the YYY Files. It's not typical to what you find from football podcasts. It's not based on current events or games or anything like that. I interview Stoke fans, essentially, a new Stoke fan every time, asking them about their experiences, journey, relationship with the club. And I love it. It's great. It's a bit of something different. And I'm doing a charity live stream tomorrow, actually, by sheer coincidence, partially covering your game, of course.
What time is that? What time do you start? So
it'll start at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and it'll finish the following 9 a.m. It's a 24-hour live stream.
Oh, okay.
It's a big one. I'm doing it for charity. I'm doing it for the Stoke City Community Trust.
Okay.
I've never done a live stream before, so this could go tits up, but let's hope not. It'd be good. It should be good. Basically, I'm doing 24 of my podcasts in one go, so we'll see. Hopefully, it works out.
What I'll do, people. Ben's gonna send me the link. I will put his link at the bottom of the description, so people can you please do follow it. So it starts 9 a.m. and finishes 9 p.m. Right. Right. So what I'll do, people. Ben will send me the link, and please, can you do follow it, please? Like I said, whoever comes on this channel, I always like to promote other people's so they can build it. Ben, thank you very much for taking time.
You're absolutely welcome. And I'll see you best of luck for tomorrow, but
I just hope it'll be another 3-2 Forest.
You know what? Now that I predicted 0-0, it probably will be.
But like I said, Ben, thank you very much for coming on. And like I said, I will put your link in the below description so people can follow it.
Thank you very much. All the best for the rest of the season, guys.
Right, thank you very much, Ben. Cheers for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. Right, so that's Ben Rollier. Like I said, I will put his link. He will send me the link of below so people can follow it. People, tomorrow I am doing a watch along, but I'm going to be a bit late. Craig and Martin will start it. Should be there about 8:20. I finish work at 8, so I'll be rushing back. So please, I will put the link in below so people can watch my watch along with Craig and Martin. That's what it's going to be the last one. It's going to be the last watch along before the new year as well. If you can, what do you call it? Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button as well. As you know, it's transfer windows come back soon, so I will be doing my transfer window nonsense as well. So please, like I said, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like, subscribe if you are new. But people as well, massive game tomorrow against Stoke, and as well in the link below, I've got the 2 games from last season. I've got the game that we beat Stoke 3-2 as well. I'm going to mention again when we lost 4-1, the watch along. If people do want to watch that, watch the end bit as well. It was, if you look at it, it was funny, but at the same time, it was depressing as well. But yeah, people, 80 people in. What's everyone's score prediction for tomorrow? What's everyone's score prediction for tomorrow? I'm not going to do mine. I'll wait till the team who comes out as well. But people, pleasure to see everyone. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I hope and New Year. Please, 17 people, just hit the like button as well. It's a massive help. And they've got any questions as well. And if you do donate, please put a question towards it, because it is important to ask questions as well. But like I said, massive game for Stoke. The 3-2 game. I think for that vlog, it was a fantastic vlog of it, and I think it was with Malcolm and Craig, and it was a good day out as well. Fantastic. I think it was a good day out, but winning 3-2 as well, that was the most important thing as well. But as well, last game of the season, it was just the most depressing game ever, as far as fans know. But I'm going to go, people. But like I said, tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Don't be late. Actually, I'm going to be a little bit late, but Craig and Martin will start the vlog, the watch along. But so people, please go on it and click on it as well. I hope everyone has a great day, a great night as well, and hopefully I'll see everyone tomorrow, and everyone stay safe. Up the Forest.